Kevin, I know we have a few more moments before we start here, but I just want to let you know I am on, and if you just let me know when we have quorum, we can look to start at 10.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to double check. Seamus Monahan, did you join? Allison, do you know if Seamus is going to get on?
He should be. Let me send him a quick email.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Mr. Romano, all the board members are here. We're just waiting for Assistant Attorney General Seamus Monahan to join as well.
Sure, we'll give him another moment.
All right, Seamus is on. Mr. Romano, we have quorum and we have all staff that are available. So.
Fantastic. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. I would now like to call our April 23rd, 2026 meeting of the Arizona State Board for Private Post-Secondary Education to order. The time is 10 a.m. Pursuant to Arizona Revised Statutes 38-431.02, notice was hereby given to the general public and members of the Arizona State Board for Private Post-Secondary Education that the board is holding this meeting open to the public on this date and time just stated. This meeting is held digitally via the Google Meet platform. A complete meeting agenda, including the list of applications scheduled for consideration, is available on the board's website. Please note that the board reserves the right to change the order of any items on the agenda with exception to matters set for a specific time, such as formal hearings or interviews. However, the chair reserves the right to call the cases in different order if necessary. Furthermore, pursuant to Arizona Revised Statutes 38-431.03A3, the board may, upon a majority vote of quorum of the members, hold an executive session on any item listed on the agenda for purposes for obtaining legal advice. So with that, why don't we jump into a quick roll call, and then we'll do the declaration of conflicts of interest if necessary. So Mr. LaMountain, can you do roll?
Mr. Romano?
Here.
Dr. Leck?
Here.
Dr. Mittman?
Present.
Mr. Ball?
Present.
Dr. Boutte?
Present.
Ms. Snow?
Here.
And Ms. Morocco?
Here.
Okay, and then for staff, Allison Franklin?
Here.
Seamus Monahan?
Here.
Keith Blanchard?
Present.
Jacqueline Rome?
Present.
And Noelle Vetter?
Present.
Everyone's present and accounted for.
Thank you very much, Mr. LaMountain and board members and staff. Moving to item number 3, declaration of conflicts of interest. I'll ask the board members pursuant to ARS 38-503 if there is any declaration of conflicts of interest. Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to item number 4, which is the review, discussion, and possible actions on the approved board meeting minutes. I'd like to make a motion after just confirming with Mr. LaMountain that the audio recording and minutes are posted on the website and are audible.
Mr. Romano, I can confirm that they are posted and audible.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and approve the minutes from our board meeting from February 26, 2026.
I'll second.
Second.
I think that was Dr. Leck first, Dr. Mittman, so we'll take that. Thank you, Jennifer. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Mr. Lamount, if you would, take roll.
Mr. Romano?
Aye.
Mr. Romano votes aye. Dr. Leck?
Aye.
Dr. Leck votes aye. Dr. Mittman?
Aye.
Dr. Mittman votes aye. Mr. Ball?
Aye.
Mr. Ball votes aye. Dr. Boutte?
Aye.
Dr. Boutte votes aye. Ms. Snow?
Aye.
Ms. Snow votes aye. Ms. Morocco?
Aye.
Ms. Morocco votes aye. That's 7 ayes, no nays.
All right, look at us moving right along. With that, we'll move on to item number 5, which is review and discussion of the executive director's report. Mr. Lamount.
Sure. Well, first of all, welcome Ms. Morocco, our newest board member. This is her first board meeting, so very, very excited to have you here. In the executive director's report, I finally have some updated budget information that I put in there. It has been, what are we now? We're April, so this has been since July, and I think we're relatively close to being accurate now. You'll see some shifts in the STRF fund, the 3027 budget, that will show some pretty big adjustment that happened, and that was due to not having any employee-related expenses moving away from or being billed to that particular account. So we're close. We still have some more work to do to adjust and bring a little more revenue back into the STRF fund to get us to a point where we're probably closer to about 425,000 in there in that particular account. Keeping in mind, we fell below the 500,000. So as a reminder, all institutions, once again, that we will be submitting an invoice to everyone after the July timeframe. So you'll probably receive something from me in late July, early August to have the Student Tuition Recovery Fund invoice paid by October. So I'm not sure if there's any questions. We have a pretty healthy budget over balance in our current account. So you know, things are headed in the right direction. Dr. Leck?
When you build the institutions this time, what do you anticipate that the strife fund getting to? Like,
I think the last time I calculated, it would be at a right around 600,000, 610,000. I am still working, just so that the board understands, we have a fairly healthy overage in our operations budget. You know, we're going to be, I think we're going to close out the year of our balance of a little over 600,000 above our expenses. So what I really am trying to do is shift that money from our operating account and shift 100 or 200,000 over. If we can make that happen, and our legislative budget committee will allow that to happen, then we potentially wouldn't need to bill the Student Tuition Recovery Fund. So that's what we're working on. But more to come as the you know, the budget still has not passed yet, has not gone through the legislature. So working on a number of items there to try to make that happen.
thanks, sir.
Sure, thank you. And then other information that's in your report, the closed school report list that I showed. We do have an institution that closed yesterday that you're probably aware of, which is Phoenix Institute of Herbal Medicine and Acupuncture. The institution was officially closed yesterday afternoon. We are working with a number of potential partners to complete the teach out of those students. There's a school down in Tucson, and there are 2 institutions that are interested and have began the process of applying for state licensure in Arizona to help those individuals. You will more than likely see, depending upon where we are with the application process with those institutions, you might see a request for a special board meeting that would happen before our May board meeting in order to expedite one or both of those institutions' licensure, so that we can assist and help the students that are currently now displaced from Pima to one of these two institutions. So more on that. We just received a submission last night that we haven't even looked at yet. So there's, the potential is I might call one and ask if we can do a special. If not, then that meeting would be that application would be pushed to our May board meeting. The other information that's in there, just a quick legislative update. Our SB 1210, which is the bill that would require out-of-state licensure requirements for schools that are operating out of state of Arizona but have online students. That has passed everything with the exception of a third read in the House and a final vote in the House. That hasn't been scheduled yet. There's still a lot of things that are happening at the legislature that we're not clear exactly when that vote will happen, but there's a lot of votes that are out there that haven't moved forward. Dr. Leck?
Yeah, quick question. So where are out-of-state publics going to go?
Public universities are not under our authority.
Yeah, so if a out-of-state public institution is enrolling online students, who are they going to go to?
Not us.
So
I know that's probably a bad response to that, but because we're specifically, our statutes, everything is related to private institutions. That would be something that would be tackled by potentially ABOR, but another agency outside of our agency.
Can I just bring something to your attention? Because I was doing some research on, BPPE out of California, and there are state institutions that are registered with them, even though they're private. So I don't know exactly how that worked, but I don't know if that's something to look at.
Yeah, that would require legislation if we wanted to change something like that. Something that certainly we can address looking forward. But right now, at this particular point in time, it would just be private institution.
Okay. It just seems like there's a gap, right? There's nowhere for them to go to. So there's no one monitoring them. So you still have the same potential problem. You know what I mean? Those students. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sure. And then the other bill that is of importance to us is HB 2408, which is the nursing board information that's specifically related to us, would be related towards complaints, requiring that the Board of Nursing would move the complaint process that they currently have for institutions and notify us of those complaints that we don't currently have a lot of knowledge on if they go through the Board of Nursing. So that is still working its way through the House, or excuse me, at this point it's at the Senate. I think I let everybody know we attended the NASAPS conference in Dallas this last week. We got home last night. It was a great opportunity to meet with all of our colleagues that are in post-secondary regulation. A lot of people there. Arizona was very well represented. We had Bryan University, University of Phoenix, Grand Canyon, Penn Foster, Stratotech, American Intercontinental, Embry-Riddle, DeVry. So a lot of folks from that have institutions in Arizona were also in attendance. So it was great. Susan was there from APSA. We had the opportunity to do 3 different presentations during that conference. It was attended by a little over 200 individuals. So very, very good conference, and had some really good outcomes and a lot of good side meetings with institutions and state regulators throughout the country. So, and California is very aware of our SB 1210. And our, so we've got to do a lot of preparation once that passes to make sure that we communicate all of that to the state of California. And then outside of that, any other questions that you may have?
Mr. Mountain, you also identified the software transition as well. Could you just take a moment on any updates according to that?
Sure. Yeah, thank you. So we are transitioning out of the current system that we use, which is Stentia. So all of the institutions use that through the portal to go through the licensing requirement. That particular company is currently in receivership in Canada. So we made the choice to move to a different software vendor, which is called GovCore. We've completed all of the initial stages of the configuration with the company. We look to start testing next week. Our goal is to have the software up and running by June 1st. We've got some deadlines that are coming up with renewal cycles, and we want to make sure that we are ready for the next renewal cycle that would begin all of their data through the new GovCore system. So lots of work going on, but we're very encouraged by what we've seen so far of the configuration. And by the time we get to our next board meeting, we'll certainly have completed the UAT testing, and we'll begin launching that.
Really quickly, in regards to the Phoenix Institute of Herbal Medicine and Acupuncture, obviously we had come around that last time. The school has made a decision based on external factors outside of this board to discontinue their operations, while at the same time you alluded to the fact that there may be a school coming in looking for approval, and which may necessitate some type of in-between or emergency meeting by the board. Certainly understanding we have students out there that are kind of feeling a little hanging out there. Whatever we can do to advance that, I'm sure the board would be more than happy to support getting that through the process as swiftly as possible. So just ask you to, wherever you can, Mr. Lamountain and staff, to expedite that as swiftly as possible, and then we'll convene to help move that along.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Okay, if there are no further questions, we will move on to item number 6 of our agenda, which is review, consideration, and possible action on this one item of UEI and the request for the removal from stipulated agreement, which I am the lead on for that particular piece. I imagine we have a couple people here from the institution, so if you would like to just introduce yourself. Certainly the board has had a chance to review the materials, while at the same time, if you have an opening statement that you'd like to communicate, we're more than happy to hear it.
Good morning. My name is Sandra Gracia. I am the Vice President of Regulatory Compliance for IEC UEI colleges. I have both campus presidents from the Arizona market, Najib Sayert from Phoenix, the Phoenix campus, and David Eaker from Mesa, from the Mesa campus. And we would like to formally request the removal and termination of the 2023 stipulated agreement that we have, and to let the board know that we have satisfied the requirements of the agreement and therefore respectfully ask that it be terminated.
Thank you. I and the board members have had a chance to review the materials. The institution has demonstrated sustained compliance, fulfillment of all the punitive and reporting requirements. And the board already had taken some preliminary steps in reducing the reporting and also the bond that was there, that was signaling that the institution no longer posed as much of a risk that necessitated the 2023 agreement. Based on the documentation provided and the regulatory framework of ARS Title 32, Chapter 30, and AAC Title 4, Chapter 39, I would like to make the motion to approve the termination of the stipulated agreement and also reduce the surety bond to $320,000. Does the school feel like they can comply with the $320K bond?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I've made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Dr. Boutte.
Okay, I think I heard Dr. Boutte, so we'll take that as our second. Any further discussion of the board members? Hearing none, Mr. Lamountain, if you would take roll.
Mr. Romano.
Aye.
Mr. Romano votes aye. Dr. Leck.
Aye.
Dr. Leck votes aye. Dr. Mittman.
Aye.
Dr. Mittman votes aye. Mr. Ball.
Aye.
Mr. Ball votes aye. Dr. Boutte.
Aye.
Dr. Boutte votes aye. Ms. Snow.
Aye.
Ms. Snow votes aye. Ms. Morocco.
Aye.
Ms. Morocco votes aye. That's 7 ayes. That passes.
All right, very good. Well, UEI, Ms. Gracia, we appreciate your attention to the stipulated agreement, following through on all the matters, being timely in your reporting. Certainly there are times when schools fall into these types of situations, and to be able to proactively work it through and get to this point, we just appreciate your attention to that. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will move on with our agenda.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 7 on our agenda, which is review, consideration, and possible action on the following pending license applications. We'll go with renewal application from conditional to regular licensure with Arizona Medical Academy and Dr. Mittman as our lead. Dr. Mittman.
Thank you very much. Is there someone from the Academy, Dr. Brar, perhaps? Present? Okay. This could be a short agenda item then.
Anyone from the institution from Arizona Medical Academy?
All right.
I don't see him on.
If it's possible, if we could have maybe one of the staff reach out, Mr.
Yeah.
Blanchard.
Yes.
Yep, I was gonna say, I'll do that right now.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so we'll advance past Arizona Medical Academy and we'll move on to initial applicants. And so we'll do Pulse Medical Assistant School out of Chandler with Miss Snow as our board lead.
Thank you, Mr. Romano. Is there anyone here from Pulse Medical Assistant School this morning?
Hi, I'm here, Danielle.
Hi, Danielle. Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to give you the opportunity to just make an opening statement. Tell us a little bit about your business and what you're hoping to accomplish through education and training in the state of Arizona.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Danielle Johnston. I'm a licensing specialist with Zollege Healthcare. We operate medical and dental assistant schools focused on flexibility, affordability, and hands-on training. Our goal is to prepare our students for careers in the field. We want to get them placed. We want to get them jobs. And we're looking to forward our schools. We currently have 3 medical assistant and 2 medical assistant in Arizona. So we want to offer more options.
Wonderful. We have had the opportunity to review the materials that you've submitted. I did want to make sure to call out, and Mr. Lamountain, this may be a question for you. It looks like there were some concerns with the website. I just want to make sure those have been communicated back to the school for updating.
Ms. Snow, they haven't yet. They will be after this meeting today. There's nothing there that is to a point where we would not move forward with the licensing.
Wonderful. And also, Danielle, just as a call out, it looks like throughout some of your materials, you're referencing a relationship with NHA. NHA is the National Health Career Association, not the National Healthcare Association.
The Arizona State Board.
So if we can go ahead and
you on the agenda today regarding your renewing your license, and no one's approved for this.
There we go. Okay, sorry.
no worries. Sorry about that. If we could just make sure that the reference to the entity is correct, as I know that's the end goal is you're trying to get these students certified through that entity, making sure that there's accuracy in their name is very important.
Okay. I'll make sure to update that in our catalog. I believe that's where it's listed as well.
Wonderful. And I just wanted to validate the fact that maintaining a $20,000 surety bond is not a concern for the school.
No problem.
Perfect. So with that, I would like to make a motion to approve the initial conditional non-accredited vocational program license application with the stipulation, 1, that the website will be updated and addressed as Mr. Lamountain's team will provide to make sure that those expectations are situated, and that the $20,000 surety bond be continuously maintained to protect student interests.
We have a comment from Dr. Mittman.
Do we want to get a second
And
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, I'll second, and then I can make my question during the at the next phase.
Okay, so we have a
I'll
motion and a
second.
second.
Any further discussion from the board?
Yeah, so I have a question for Ms. Johnson. I was going through in the financial statements, there's an intercompany receivable for about $8.4 million. And I know that there's a parent company. There's a whole bunch of schools in Texas. You have the school in Tucson that's been operating already. Could you just elaborate on how that works? Because I know that the company, the healthcare school, has lost money. At least the documents that we have, a little over $2 million. And so I assume that the parent company is helping fund some of the cash flow on that. But could you elaborate a little bit on that? And it's listed as a current asset. So that would imply that the whole $8.4 million is going to be paid back to, or I'm not sure which direction it's going in.
Yes, I actually have Mike Seifert, my financial representative here. He knows the numbers, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it to him to answer your question.
Well done.
Thank you, Danielle. So as far as the loss of $2+ million, you're correct. That has to do a lot with intercompany charges from Zoology Management, the parent company. But it's also the result of us investing in a number of new schools around the country, similar to the Pulse Medical School we're talking about this morning. And the idea is, whilst we're making these investments right now, in a short time, generally I would say 6 months or so, that being said, it does vary by geography and by school, these schools do become profitable. So the loss is directly attributable to our rapid expansion across the country. As far as the $8 million being a current asset, yes, it is classified. From time to time, we do make cash transfers between our few companies. And I can't say definitively that the whole $8 million will be paid this year, but the transfers happen on a monthly basis between the companies.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I have no further questions.
Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Romano?
Aye.
Mr. Romano votes aye. Dr. Leck?
Aye.
Dr. Leck votes aye. Dr. Mittman?
Aye.
Dr. Mittman votes aye. Mr. Ball?
Aye.
Mr. Ball votes aye. Dr. Boutte?
Aye.
Dr. Boutte votes aye. Ms. Snow?
Aye.
Ms. Snow votes aye. Ms. Morocco?
Aye.
Ms. Morocco votes aye. That's 7 ayes, no nays. That motion will pass.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Blanchard, do you have an update on Arizona Medical Academy?
I have emailed and I left a voicemail.
Okay. No worries. We will move on then to TGS Lab Academy with Dr. Leck as our board lead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Romano. Is there someone from the institution who would like to make an opening statement?
Hi there. Good morning. My name is Tiffany Stewart, and I own TGS Lab. It's a paramedical tattoo studio that's in Scottsdale, and I specialize in scar and stretch mark, camouflage, and revision. So when I was training in this field, I went through about 7 different courses before I finally felt prepared. And even then, I kept walking away feeling like something was missing. The training out there covers the technique, but it doesn't always give you the full picture. The client care and the decision-making, the confidence to actually know what you're doing. So one thing that stood out to me in particular was the lack of in-depth education that was on the skin itself. That's literally what we're working on every single day. And most courses barely scratched the surface. I fortunately went to medical assisting school, and I also had worked in a dermatologist's office, so I came in with a clinical foundation. but most people entering this field don't, and they deserve the knowledge. So this is what actually drove me to create TGS Lab Academy. So I wanted to build a program that covers everything: the technique, the client care, professional standards, and a real understanding of the skin anatomy. So my goal is for every student to walk away feeling truly prepared without needing to piece their education together and take additional courses the way that I did. So I'm very passionate about raising the standard in this industry, and I'm honored to bring that vision to Arizona through a licensed program. And I just wanted to say that I'm sincerely thankful to Kim, Noel, and Jacqueline for their guidance throughout this process. And also, I wanted to thank the board for their time and the opportunity for me to be here today.
Thank you very much. That really helped a lot. I was trying to make sure I understood what it was that you were doing. So essentially, you're trying to help people with scars, the artist putting something on top of it in order to camouflage it, to do it responsibly with a skin that's not, that has a different texture and stuff. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes. So basically, people come when they have either surgical scars, burn scars, self-harm scars, also, you know, just any type of basically scar. So it's either revising them for the texture, or also coming in and I match and blend the skin tone. Like if it's a white scar, I'll blend it so it blends in with the skin, so it's not as visible. And also if it's a dark scar, hyperpigmented, then it's reduced in that appearance to get it to be lightened so it's not so obvious. So it's kind of in conjunction with permanent makeup in that industry. So there's a lot of people moving over from permanent makeup.
I emailed you, called. You're on the board agenda today regarding your license, and no one's appeared. And
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't know if he was talking to me.
No.
So yeah, so it's starting to become very popular in the industry, but there's just not a lot it's kind of just really rushed and being pushed out there. And since I've like noticed this, and a lot of people, you know, have come to me, you know, and I've seen also a lot of people being trained out there and they don't know what they're doing. And it's kind of become very concerning to me, because I've also had people come to me before as clients who have also been to people and seen them who have actually been, you know, people who claim to be trainers as well. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. They did what? And so I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, so it's really inspired me to be out there to actually educate people who want to get into this industry to be doing things properly. You know, different people with different skin tones, we call it the Fitzpatrick level, like somebody who's very pale, you know, versus darker skin. Everything needs to be treated differently with a different protocol. And there's people out there working on darker skin as if they were working on my skin tone. And it's just the education is not out there, and I'm just really passionate about it. And so it's just, I want to be out there teaching people the right way.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so you answered a lot of my questions. I just have a couple that I wanted to kind of point out. So I reviewed your catalog. I mean, everything's pretty straightforward. You're offering, you know, essentially one, you know, kind of workshop, if you will, that goes over 3 days, if I have read that correctly. So in your grievance procedure, because you are the only employee, you put in there a time frame of reviewing those within 5 business days. And the thing that concerned me about that was, heaven forbid you take a week off, or some, you know, like you have 5 business days where you're not there. I think you might want to just think about how would that happen, you know, because if you're limiting yourself to specifically 5 days, or, you know, trying to be within 5 days, because you are the only person. Otherwise, we would tell you to probably have a designee who would cover it while you're gone. So that's something for you to think about. And then the only other thing is, I want to, you know, I think if you're new to running a school, and the way that you have your workshop set up, you might want to really sit down and figure out what the refund schedule, how the refund schedule applies to you, because you're doing hours, you know, over those 3 days, which I'm assuming like over 3 weeks or whatever. So making sure that you know that before you hit it when someone is trying to get a refund and you're trying to, figure that part out. So those will be my two things that I noticed. Other than that, I actually don't have any questions except for really what you were doing, but you're very clear on that. So I really appreciate that. With that, I would open it up to my fellow board members to see if you guys have any questions.
Dr. Leck, I'll jump in really quickly. First off, obviously, thank you for coming forward with this opportunity to train students in Arizona. So thank you for that piece of it. I think as Dr. Leck said, with you being the only employee right now, can you maybe just speak briefly around what your plan would be to staff up, what that looks like, depending on student population and what you're thinking?
So since it is very obviously it's new and I'm just creating it, I'm starting off on such a small level where it's basically going to be a 1-to-1 ratio, maybe the most amount like 3 people at a time. That being said, with it being so small, it does make it very flexible with me being able to, work so closely with the students to kind of adjust, based on, the actual student schedule and my schedule to kind of, things aren't very strict, we'll just call it, as far as, what's going to work out best for them versus me. It's not going to be like a strict schedule. I do, as much as like when I advance into it, I would like to hire on another person who would be able to, be an additional trainer to be able to pick up if I were to go out of town. But the way I would have things obviously scheduled is if I were to go out of town, I wouldn't be listing that particular time frame to be available, like for somebody to sign up during that time to have a training done.
I appreciate that. A couple things. We certainly had kind of owner operators, single sources, if you will, running schools. So there's nothing that prevents that from happening. And I'm not trying to prescribe advice to you from that standpoint, but I would encourage a couple areas of caution for you. Sometimes sole operators can be very flexible with what their intent is, and that leads to student dissatisfaction because certain things are not followed through on in the way that they were described in a catalog, for example. So that's just a caution that I'm sure with the purest intent, you'll want to be as flexible to helping the student be successful, while at the same time, those inconsistencies can become problematic that ultimately result in student complaints coming to the Arizona State Board. And then we're calling you back to have a different discussion from that standpoint. So we encourage just awareness around that piece of it and leveraging external resources as well, not to put in a plug for APSA, but I guess I will, trying to find resources available to you to just help you stand this up. We can clearly appreciate and understand your passion and what you want to bring forward to students for continued education. And certainly you want to surround yourself with the right type of resources, as hopefully the school will grow in that. Those were all my questions and comments, Dr. Leck. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to reiterate what Mr. Romano said. That part just kind of gave me a bit of a stomach caution because what's going to happen is you have an attendance policy and that says they have to attend all the time. You start making it about the student and not about structure, and you are going to have a very hard time doing what it was I was talking about, is figuring out what that refund schedule, how to actually apply that based on how your program structure is stated in the catalog. And I 1000% think that you need to be very, very cautious when you approach that.
I want to kind of reiterate on that. When the actual program is going on, I do have a daily kind of breakdown of the education of what's going to be going on. That is a definite, like, strict. And once it's actually going, because it's a hybrid program where they would be doing all the theory at home prior to coming to me. So once they do get to me, it's all going to be hands-on. So it's very strict and then nothing's going to change as far as, like, those 3 days are going to be consistent 3 days in a row. There's no doubt about that. So nothing's going to change with that. And it's going to be completely structured for those days. So
That's good. So we're thinking it's
it's
gonna be like you do an hour here and 3 hours here. When you're saying you're going to do a 4-hour block, that's when you're going to start having.
It's going to be a full 8-hour day. I was just basically saying flexible as if it's maybe we have to, do a Thursday, Friday, Saturday versus a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about, the flexibility. But when it's actually the 3 consistent days, it's definitely a structured, breakdown of the hours of what we're going to be learning or what I'm going to be teaching, that day and how it's going to be all implemented.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Any other board members? Questions? Okay, so give me 1 second to navigate my way back where I'm supposed to be. I had the catalog up. 1 second, please. Where did it go? Wow, Houston. I'm sorry, I went through files real quick. I had it up, but I lost it. Executive summary. No, it's not. I'm going to make a motion. I am. Once I find it. I'm working. I don't know where it went. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. There was 1, 2 in it. All right. So I would like to make, no, this is not, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the conditional vocational program license application with 2 stipulations. The first is the maintenance of the surety bond. The applicant has successfully posted the required $15,000 surety bond. And as a strict condition of the licensure, the institution must continuously maintain the surety bond in good standing pursuant to ARS 323023. Any lapse in the financial security may result in immediate board action. And then the second is a website compliance corrections that prior to the commencement of operations of a student enrollment, the applicant has to provide evidence to board staff that the institution's website has been updated to reflect its true licensure status, and that all prohibited terminology cited in the initial compliance review has been removed. Upon granting of this conditional license, the institution shall not use the terms licensed or approved, but may use conditional license as mandated by AAC Title IV, Chapter 39. Will you agree to those 2 stipulations, maintaining of the surety bond and correcting the website that this board staff has pointed out?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Romano seconds. We have a motion and a second. Mr. Romano.
Aye.
Mr. Romano votes aye. Dr. Leck.
Aye.
Dr. Leck votes aye. Dr. Mittman.
Aye.
Dr. Mittman votes aye. Mr. Ball.
Aye.
Mr. Ball votes aye. Dr. Boutte.
Aye.
Dr. Boutte votes aye. Ms. Snow.
Aye.
Ms. Snow votes aye. Ms. Morocco.
Aye.
Morocco votes aye. That's 7 ayes, no nays. That'll pass.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll keep it rolling in the initial applicants with Williamson Valley Fire Department and Dr. Boutte as our board lead.
Thank you very much. Do we have a representative from Williamson Valley Fire District here today?
Yes.
Yes, I am here.
Excellent. Thank you for being here. We'd like to share just a little bit about the program and the intention for this school. We have reviewed the materials. I'd like to hear a little bit about what you're bringing to the table here for us.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm coming through.
Yes.
Okay. So we are the Williamson Valley Fire District. We're up here in northern Arizona in Prescott. We cover Baghdad. We cover Yarnell area. We spread out up towards actual Williamson Valley, and Mare Fire Court is off the I-17. So we are more rural as far as a fire department. We do run rescues, ambulances, and obviously fire trucks. We're a public fire district. And so this fire district has established a paramedic program. We have done We are just finishing up our third cohort, and we are officially accredited with what's called COEMSE, KOEMSE. And so nationally, every college or otherwise, such as Phoenix Fire and so on, has to go through these nationwide accreditors. It's a long process. Initially, we got what's called a letter of review, and that was about 2 years ago. And we've done self-study reports to them, and up to this point, which was actually last week or so, in which we had 2 doctors from accreditation come on site with us and visit us and review in depth everything about our program. Interviewed our students, the preceptors, our instructional staff, myself as the director, our chief, and they did give us a nice stamp of approval on official accreditation, which will be awarded in September as far as the paperwork processing. We are very rural, and as far as the need, the other organizations up here that can offer a paramedic program would be Yavapai College and Coconino Community College. We are pretty much outstretched to the point where if you think about all of Northern Arizona and the workforce development frontline demand, the college, including us and Coconino and Yavapai, we all do only 1 cohort a year. So it really isn't that much as far as the need and for making paramedics. Everyone knows we don't have a lot of paramedics. We tend to have a lot of EMTs, so that's nice. Some of you probably remember me from the Granite Mountainside for our EMT program. And that's what fuels the floor as far as enrollment here. So when we produce EMTs, they go on to get about 1 year or 2 of experience. Then we try to hopefully get them to dream about being a paramedic on the front line, and you get paramedics out there. So it's actually 3 programs all by ourselves, now covering all of Northern Arizona.
Got it. Thank you. I have reviewed the materials and looked through the catalog and spent some time on the website based on some staff review and comments. And I know that they will share some of those in more details as needed. In my review, I found a couple of things on there just to make you aware of. Mostly to get a link to the student catalog up there so it's available, so students can have easy access to that catalog. And then also to remember that until you are licensed by the state, that there needs to be some statement on the website that talks about how you're not yet licensed or conditionally licensed by the state board. And I know, again, the staff is going to give you specifically what that language needs to be. But it gives an idea for people seeing the website that they know that you're in that conditional status with the board.
Absolutely. I can update that. That's similar to the language that the other accreditor wanted us to use as well.
Yeah, and I saw the other creditors' disclosures on there. I just didn't see one for Arizona State.
Correct. Yep.
So give an opportunity for any other board members to offer any questions on Williamson Valley.
Hi.
Dr. Mem.
Thank you very much. Really interesting. I can't remember a fire department having a school, and it's interesting to see that. And it was fun to look you guys up on the map and see where you're at. So you'd mentioned some recent cohorts. The business plan that you presented is based on 24 students per year. Is that a number that you've been enrolling already, and what's the geographic draw, given that you guys are somewhat remote in terms of population areas for getting 24 students each year? Plus, I see you have a Hawaii Fire Department T-shirt on. So
right. Yep. Got me on that shirt today. Yeah, that's where I'm from. So yeah. Yeah, it's we have been working towards 24. Our opening class was at 15, and we purposefully set it that way to make sure we obviously do a good job with the paperwork, and it was more of a boutique kind of setup to cater to the employers. So the employers that are sending students that are paying for them, which ensures that we have a cohort size, is Copper State Ambulance, which is also known as Maricopa Ambulance down in Phoenix. We have Sedona Fire, who's consistently been sending, and Verde Valley Fire as well for the primaries, and then Lifeline Ambulance or AMR up here. Once that starts to taper off, which we prospectively looked at, we are getting a few from grants as far as the workforce development grant in Arizona. So we have 2 as far as the first one's being approved. That makes it so that you have kind of a lifeline there for when the employers stop sending the students, they'll have a way to pay for themselves through that grant. So we're working with that. We just got 1 or 2 approved the other day. And then prospectively, the need is extending as far as other rural organizations. So this means up towards the reservation land. So we have Navajo EMS, White Mountain Apache, for instance, that sends people. They'll actually send them over here and put them in a hotel for that week during the duration of the classes. So we're getting those. And then we're just extending that draw outwards. Right now, as far as the wait list for the next cohort that we're trying to plan for September, we have about 26 on the list. So every time we've started this cohort, we have never had a problem with getting students. We've always been over and to the point where we've been able to select them through the application process. Yeah.
Great, thank you. And so then, a question for Mr. LeMatin. I assume that that Williamson Valley Fire District is operating some way outside of the scope of private post-secondary education, that they already have classes. I'm trying to.
Yeah, Dr. Mittman, members of the board. This has, so if you remember, Mr. from last time for the Granite Mountain, it was we were notified by Jacqueline. What was the group that we were notified by?
Arizona Department of Health and Human Services.
Yeah, so Health and Human Services, that that this was out there. We were not even aware that these types of programs were happening. So the minute that we found out, we notified the group and been super responsive to make sure that they became compliant really quick, which is why you saw them on the last meeting and you're seeing him
Right.
again
Okay.
today. So
Okay, thank you.
very thankful that they did what they did and made this happen really fast.
Dr. Luck?
Well, Mike, so that interesting. Yeah, I'm interested in this as well. No, not from that standpoint, but I was starting to think of why this fire district is doing it this way versus, like, we never see fire departments. Like, I'm surprised. So I'm just curious as to why is it that you guys are doing this versus no one else that I can ever remember before?
It's an absolutely fantastic question. And the general answer is it's extremely hard to do. So fire districts tend to not go that route because they don't have the educational staff and support with the right credentials. Because we've brewed that up over the years and we have more of a small town kind of bond up here. During 2020, that same mission came into play where we realized we needed another EMT program and then as well as a paramedic program. Now, why a fire district chooses to do it is because within the national accrediting standards, you can be a fire district or government-based municipality and be able to launch a paramedic program. Otherwise, you have to be absolutely a post-secondary institution. And so within the state of Arizona, there's now 3 of us that have been doing this as far as I'm aware of. Phoenix Fire and Mesa Fire do it as well. They run a paramedic program because they're able to have those resources. Most of the time, fire districts are not interested in trying to do this because they're just taking on so much as it is with the transport service, the fire service, the taxpayer money. Things get complicated quick, but we've been really tightly knit and this has all gone pretty well as far as the Granite Mountain resources rolling over into the fire district and us tying together. And so that was the key.
So interesting. So I'm assuming, Mr. Mountain, we have the other fire departments here. We just don't see them because they're on a renewal process.
Dr. Leck and members of the board, we learn things every single day.
Okay.
He's helping grow our student population that will fall under licensure. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I think it's interesting. I mean, I'm just surprised. So I think it's cool. But there you go. Sorry. Thank you.
It was actually absolutely excellent question, because in the long term, sustaining the Arizona paramedic workforce, it's tough to just leave it up to colleges, because there really isn't enough colleges. And so if fire districts could take that on, I feel like that's a public service that we can provide to get that going, because that's the same general offering along, with the taxpayer money and this sort of thing. So it's been nice. It's been a nice journey. As far as my understanding with Phoenix Fire and so on, it's when I look at the AZPPSE requirements, why we're more subject to this is because we actually open it to the public. And so generally government bodies are exempt from this process. However, us being a government body or fire district, we're not exempt because we do offer it up to the public. Phoenix Fire hires and therefore trains only in-house, and they don't offer it to the public. And so that might apply to Mesa as well. Yeah.
We would.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, hearing none, I'd like to make a motion that we grant the conditional vocational program license with the following stipulations. Of course, that you continuously maintain the $15,000 surety bond as currently provided under ARS 323023. Is that something that you're good with?
Absolutely.
And the other stipulation then is to update the website to align with the statutes and rules. And I know that additional clarity will come from the staff.
Absolutely.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Paul?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Romano?
Aye.
Mr. Romano votes aye. Dr. Leck?
Aye.
Dr. Leck votes aye. Dr. Mittman?
Aye.
Dr. Mittman votes aye. Mr. Ball?
Aye.
Mr. Ball votes aye. Dr. Boutte?
Aye.
Dr. Boutte votes aye. Ms. Snow?
Aye.
Ms. Snow votes aye. Ms. Morocco?
Aye.
Ms. Morocco votes aye. That's 7 ayes, no nays. That motion will pass.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for your responsiveness as well and being proactive around this. We do understand it sometimes occurs that unintentionally schools start operating without the understanding that they do need to go through the licensure process. But thank you so much for working closely with our staff to get it rectified swiftly.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thanks for upholding the standard here.
Thank you.
All right, with that, Mr. Blanchard, any update on our first school, Arizona Medical Academy?
He did respond. I sent him another agenda, so he should be available to answer questions.
All right, well, we will kick it back off again. Dr. Mittman, if you would, as board lead.
Great, thank you. Dr. Brar, are you available? If you're here, please, would you like to make an opening statement about AMA?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So, anyone from Arizona Medical Academy?
Real quick, so there was a response I received. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It just says, I got the agenda. Thank you. I'll review it now. I have called in from 623-44031 as I do not have a camera or video. So it looks like it was from Andreas Aranda.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I see them on now. Okay.
Thank you.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Dr. Brar is seeing patients. Andres Aranda and myself, Liz Soto, are here. Thank you. And I'm so sorry about this. I have scoured my emails and I didn't see anything. But anyway, it is what it is. We're here now. We have applied to reinstate, to continue or get our license approved again. We continue to work on the school. We are continuing to, we haven't been very fortunate with having people actually enrolled yet. We've had lots of interest, but right now we are really working on trying to solicit new or medical students.
Okay. So yeah, I just had a couple of questions, and one of them, was given that you've been conditionally approved for the past year, why don't you have any students? And so I think you just answered that. The second question is based on your business plan. Your business plan was predicated on about 24 students per year, it looks like.
Correct.
And I guess the answer to the question is you figured out a way to sustain the school without any students. But you also look like you would be incurring roughly $9,700 of monthly expenses. And so without the income coming in, and it looks like you only have, on your financial statements, about $1,100 in cash and in current assets. How do you plan to sustain the school, whether it's with no students or, as you ramp up to the 24 students?
Dr. J. Brar is, he is a physician that is currently has his own practice, and his wife, Narendra Brar, is also a physician. She is an OBGYN. Dr. Brar is a pulmonologist. This vision of theirs with the school mainly has been due to their experience of being in practice as physicians for so many years, and their experience as the medical assistants that come through for the externship programs of other competitive schools in the area. So that experience really was the brainchild of them two wanting to create a school, knowing what physicians' practices are looking for, what the needs are, where other schools are lacking, and that sort of has been the vision. So between the two Brars, they are trying to maintain, this alive until we are able to bring on students. Our newest or our biggest challenge is that because we are small and we are new and we're not accredited until a certain amount of time, it is very difficult for us to finance. A lot of the schools offer financing and they offer things that we, at the present time, it's very difficult for us. However, we are exploring other opportunities, and we're also opening up to partnering with, small banks or other people that might consider giving the loan to the students that are interested in joining the program. It's been a lot, let me tell you, it's been quite the journey these last 12 months. It feels like I just met with you yesterday. So it's been a little challenging.
Yeah,
but
I understand.
And it will take off.
Yeah. And I don't know, I know in the business plan that you presented, you cited some of the market research. And you may, and I don't know if the staff at private post-secondary could help out with this, but you may look at the range of tuition costs for programs like this. I noticed one of the schools that we heard from today has this is almost like a fourth of the tuition, so much lower. But I mean, those are things for you guys to figure out. So I mean, maybe you could probably even just get a list by going online to see schools that are in the area, right? I'm looking at Mr. LaMountain to make sure that I'm not overstepping my bounds.
Oh, no, not at all.
I'm not going to look in and do some research and just see what their tuition is and see where you guys sit. Because, like you said, in reading the materials, you have highly qualified, not just principals of the program, but your staff is really, at least on paper, is really exceptional. On the other hand, to get started, you might want to look at that if that might be a challenge. Mr. LaMountain.
I know that initially we did do an analysis of our some of the schools that we take on externs from to compare, you know, what their fees were in comparison to ours. One of the pluses or perks that we had to offer in our program is that instead of having the student graduate and have to look for a facility to do their externship, which seems to be a challenge for other local schools, they would do the externship right through us, through one of our practices, whether it's pulmonary or OBGYN, so that when the person graduated and finished their externship with us, they're ready to go into the workforce. They don't have to worry about looking where they're going to do their hours to be able to complete their certification.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, a lot of hours. Yeah, Mr. Lemon.
Dr. Minute, I just wanted to clarify that on our website, it lists every institution, every program, and the fees that are associated with that. So anybody can conduct research just directly off of our website to find out what competition is out there.
Oh, yet another reason that private post-secondary rocks. Okay. The other question that I had was something that staff included in their report, that I'm not sure if the website currently has a designation licensed by the Arizona State Board for Private Post-Secondary Education, but that's a requirement also. And so if it's not on your website, you'll need to add that for we to move forward and approve.
Okay, and what was that? I'm so sorry. Can you? It's Arizona State.
Yeah. So
the information to you on what it needs to state.
Yeah, it's just something that it's sort of like it shows prospective students that you are licensed. So it's actually a good thing for you to have on your website. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Other questions from other board members?
Dr. Mippen, if I could, just going back to the financials, and that totally understand the intent with the startup and what that looks like. But also it seemed as though all the financial information is really dated from 2024 versus current information. And I know things like a seed letter, and then also just the cash available outside of the 2025 financial statements, which are really light from that, understandably. So is there any opportunity for the school to update that information to demonstrate they do have the necessary funds to continue to support that?
If you tell me what you would like for us to submit, I can let both bars know so we can get those documentations right into you.
Just something to consider, Dr. Mittman, as you make your motion, that it might be worthwhile to consider just requesting an update of the just normal financial information that would help ensure the support of the institution over this next year before we see them again, assuming we move forward with the motion to approve.
Okay, so we could request Q1 financials, which would take us through March, which I think they should be able to provide. The question that I would have for you, Mr. Romano, is do you want to see, I mean, I think it's implicit in this conversation that Doctors Brar are, that they're backstopping this endeavor. On the other hand, the current balance sheet only shows $1,100, a little over $1,100. So my question for you is, would you like to, and I don't know if we're allowed to do this, would you like to see a more substantial number there that would obviously be coming from, in members' equity? And Mr. Lamont, you may stop me from going on before Mr. Monahan.
Dr. Mittman, members of the board, the institution can also, if they want, it would be to provide a letter of support from the doctors, from both of them, say we're willing to, they don't have any students, so there's no gross tuition revenue. There's nothing in there. But as long as they would have a letter of support, financial support from them, maybe that would be helpful.
Yeah, that is what I'm looking for, is that backstop. It's just at this point 2 years dated. So it just feels right to have it updated, understanding that we would assume nothing significant has changed, but just kind of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. It seems like it makes sense after 24 months.
Okay, that sounds great. I will add that to the motion.
Wonderful, thank you.
And any other questions or comments? Okay, so I will move to I will motion to approve the conditional to regular non-accredited vocational license with 2 stipulations. The first, that the Arizona Medical Academy includes a designation that on its website that it is licensed by the Arizona State Board for Private Post-Secondary Education. That's the first one. And the second one is for Drs. Brar to send the board an updated letter of support for the Arizona Medical, financial support for the Arizona Medical Academy. Can I get a second, please?
Dr. Mittman, would you, not to amend your motion for you, but would you like to include the surety bond?
Why not? And the third stipulation is that the institution must maintain a surety bond in the amount of $15,000.
Okay.
And can I get a second?
I will second that.
Thank you. And I forgot your name. Who are we talking to?
From Arizona Medical, it's Liz Soto, and
Okay, Ms. Soto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you agree to the stipulations?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. With that, I'll turn it over to our esteemed executive director.
Mr. Romano.
Aye.
Mr. Romano votes aye. Dr. Leck.
Aye.
Dr. Leck votes aye. Dr. Mittman.
Aye.
Dr. Mittman votes aye. Mr. Ball.
Aye.
Mr. Ball votes aye. Dr. Boutte.
Aye.
Dr. Boutte votes aye. Ms. Snow.
Aye.
Ms. Snow votes aye. Ms. Morocco.
Aye.
Ms. Morocco votes aye. That's 7 ayes, no nays. That motion will pass.
Thank you all.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you for your support. Definitely a big baby in this office.
Okay, thank you. All right, with that, we will move to agenda item number 8, a call to the public. The board encourages public input. And from that standpoint, presentations are limited to 5 minutes. However, please be advised that the board is prohibited from discussing, considering, or taking action on any item not included on the agenda. While additional public comments may be requested during the meeting, they are generally not allowed. So if you do have an interest as a call to the public, please raise your hand like Mr. Lee has already done, and we will allow just a moment for Mr. LaMountain then to go through and call you appropriately. So Mr. LaMountain, whenever you're ready.
Certainly, Mr. Lee.
Hi, thank you. My name is David Lee. I'm the president of AIMC Berkeley, Acupuncture and Integrative Medicine College in Berkeley. We're proposing to do a teach out for the PIMA students. I've been in communication with Mr. LaMountain and Mr. Rome for the past several weeks. I know that we cannot have a detailed discussion about our application. We've submitted documentation that was requested from our prior communications. In summary, we do have our final authorization as a foreign corporation from California. We are a California nonprofit. We have a full authorization received. We've secured a $100,000 surety bond. That's part of our submission. We have been given a $170,000 unconditional grant to support this project from a foundation that over the last several years has given us over $500,000 in contributed income. I've submitted our year-to-date finances, which show about $140,000 in positive revenue over the last 4 months from as of yesterday. We're signing subleases with clinical facilities, with the clinical facility in Chandler, hiring staff to coordinate with the students. I've been with AIMC Berkeley for the last 4 years. I've been the president or participating with accredited graduate schools for the last 30 years, mostly in California. We have our documentation to accreditation for ACOM. ACOM has been asking for approval from the state. I think the state certainly wants to get approval from accreditation. I think both those processes are in place with full documentation. We look forward to working with Mr. LeMountain and Mr. Ohm to complete our application and answer any questions that they have.
Great. Thank you. Any other? Ms. Cardullo.
Yes, thanks everyone. It's Susan Cardullo, for the record, from the Arizona Private School Association. I just wanted to congratulate all the schools, and very exciting, Mr. Lee. Hopefully we can help you with your school as well. And I wanted to, in addition to thanking the staff, also just calling out the fact that they were so impressive at this national conference that Mr. LeMountain mentioned. They had 3 different sessions, plus they had lots of great interaction in the Q&A. And it just made Arizona look like the very best state of the 50 states. It's really unparalleled. And so I just wanted to recognize you guys on that. And also, for the public, 1 week from today is the 19th annual Workforce Training Expo with Arizona at Work. And that is something where the eligible training providers, many of which are from the Arizona Private School Association, are the ones who make that event possible. So everyone can ask me for more information. ArizonaPSA.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cardullo. Any other call to the public? Seeing none.
All right. Well, again, Ms. Morocco, welcome to the board. We're so happy to have you as an addition. So thank you for joining us. As always, to the board members who take the time to read through these materials, prepare for these meetings, very good discussion today. So thank you for that. And always to the board staff in their preparation of these materials and doing all the chasing that's necessary. Mr. Blanchard, thank you so much for chasing down our one school that was a little delinquent there, but with all the hard work that all of you put into it, we were able to move forward. So with that, we will adjourn today's meeting at 11:15 a.m. Thank you so much.
Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats, Lauren.
Thank you.